Travis's work right now. Travis specializes in transmissions, and I got a 2010 Silverado. You give it a little bit too much gas, RPMs just woo, trans is slipping. I got a good deal on it though, so we're gonna rebuild it. Let's go take a look at it. There's always something cool at his work. We got this old Pontiac Fox body running nitrous. What is it? 427?
427 in there, yeah.
C10. I'm gonna fix the rust before winter, but basically we got the trans out, transfer case out. Got her on the bench. Everything looks good so far, but like the fluid looked okay yet. Smelled a little burnt. This is actually a junkyard transmission someone else put in. When I bought this truck, I was told the 6 speeds are a little bit better than the 4 speeds, 4L80Es. So this is a 6L80E. We're going to be beefing it up just a little bit, just a few little bit better aftermarket parts, heavy duty stuff from the 6L90E, which would be found behind like a 6-liter work truck or just a 2500. My truck has a 5.3, so yeah, we're just gonna go into it and show a few things. I'm not gonna go crazy into depth. Travis knows a lot more about transmissions than I do, so. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you how to beef up your 6L80E.
So on the older ones, like 20, I think 11 and older, they have a weaker 1, 2, 3, 4 apply piston, or they'll actually crack right on the sealing surface, which is what is happening to Kyle's. It slips in 1 through 4, and it just revs out because this crack opens up, and then the sealing ring goes past it, and then it seals again, then it grabs again. So it's fine to drive it for a while, but once they get big, they just burn your clutches up. So you got a stronger aftermarket one in there that is a lot thicker, so that'll solve that issue. And then the next one is the 456 for the overdrive clutches. Will burn up because the piston, this is an aftermarket one, the piston applies in the clutch on the very outside of the clutch. So it burns the outside up, and then the inside will look brand new. So normally they'll start to burn on the outside, then the whole thing will fry up. So what they do is they shave this piston down so you can fit a plate on top. So all the pressure gets kind of equally transmitted to the clutch, and then there's also a heavy duty top plate to kind of sandwich the whole thing back together. And then we
so
also
it's a lot more even pressure.
Even pressure, it can hold a heck of a lot more, actually, like a surprisingly good amount. And here we have a standard kind of 6L80, 6L90, but this is a 6L90 converter. They're all the same size, same stalls, but the 90s are more heavy duty because they're meant to handle a 6-liter and hauling, not a 5.3. So this is actually a really cheap upgrade. This is only like 20 bucks more to do this. And the number on it is it's a 4646 by Precision. If you ever want to get one, obviously you gotta call them up, and they're kind of out of stock on these. They're hard to get them too because people buy them so often. And obviously you got full rebuild kit, all new pistons,
Seals,
all new sealing rings, everything, filter, everything will be brand new once we're done.
hard to see, but we got a crack. It actually goes
all the way.
It goes around. Normally they crack like that one we showed you around here.
They crack and all in here, but this one actually fully split.
So this could have just blew up at any time.
Yeah, they could have just went.
Give her the beans one more time, and that would have been it.
That last burnout would have did it.
Yeah, it did a little brake stand. Good thing she didn't break loose.
So we got the transmission starting to go together right now. We got the main rear planetary assembly in here. Basically, it just drops straight down into the transmission. We got a special puller or handle here, so you can lift this into the case. It probably weighs about 20-30 pounds, so you want to get your fingers in there. Got the center support is all done, all loaded up, all new clutches, steels we all reuse, all new pistons and everything, so that'll work perfect. And for our overdrive assembly for 456s, we have our new Sonics kit, heavy duty kit, which has a shaved piston here, which sits lower. So we're able to put this top plate on here. So instead of this outside of this piston just contacting the outside edge of the clutches, it's now spread through this entire plate. So you just drop that down in there, then you load your whole clutch pack right on there with your top heavy duty plate up there. And once all that's in there, we'll flip it back around, and we have our old 4-pinion or a 4-planet assembly, and we're going to put a 6-pinion in it, because these ones, it distributes the load more evenly and less on each of these little planets here. Sun gears are the same, you can interchange these.
Yeah, they'll just be a little stronger, and he had it laying around at the shop, so we're going to use it.
Got all of our drums inside the transmission. You can tell everything is in here if you hold your front drum assembly down and grab it by the input shaft. I cannot move this input shaft up and down, which means that everything is seated properly. And it'll seat right below where the valve body goes up. It'll be just a bit above that too, so that's another thing to check for. Got the bell housing and all pump assembly all back together again, so...
Pump assembly's all stock. I mean, the pump is pretty good as is, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. So now it won't go down.
Actually, what we're thinking is this was a... We noticed with the writing on the torque converter that this came out of a junkyard, because junkyards still write part numbers on everything. So this is probably really low miles out of a junkyard, because all the drums and stuff, they had really not much wear at all, which is really good. So it's got to be low miles, and then that piston cracked and then just started slipping. So I guess I got kind of lucky, but all the clutch frictions are
race
asbestos, a little bit better than stock. Some of the steels we reuse because they look good. Some of these though we noticed were they're just starting to get burnt. Let's see if I can find one. Oh yeah, right here there's a little spot starting to get burned.
These will be torqued down to 35 foot-pounds. And that's it.
So we're almost done. We just have to put the torque converter on after this.
I gotta take the valve body apart.
Oh yeah, we're gonna clean up the valve body.
I got a kit for...
Everything's shifted fine, so all those actuators are good.
Yeah, all the solenoids.
All the solenoids are good. We're just gonna clean it up, and even the filter looked pretty clean.
Yeah, everything looked really nice. So I just gotta put new screens inside here, the technical base to rebuild it, and then after that it's put the converter in it, put the pan on, put the converter in, and it's all good to go. Right?
Yep.
So you can see in here, you can kind of see. You can see the two clutches are forward applying ones. If I apply pressure here, watch your head, Kyle. You can kind of see these clutches move, and I'm feeling to make sure the piston's all good. I don't hear any leaks, and I can see everything's moving just fine. That one sounds great. That one sounds good. A little. You can hear it bleeding. Make it sounds like you cut a piston, but it's just normal. It's called clutch braking on this center support, which is normal.
So when I let off the gas, it brakes a little?
It kind of self brakes almost. So it's very minimal. You'll never notice it, but it's there. So we got the converter in the transmission right now.
This is the 6L90 converter. The same stall it was 1500 or something, 1800. Sure how to wrap up this video. I mean, the transmission works great. The only thing I noticed is that when it's cold, the first time it shifts into, I think it's third, it could be second, it revs up just a little bit. It goes it'll rev up just a little bit just to get into the next gear, and then after that I don't notice it. So I don't know if that's something to do with the line pressure, I don't know, but I've towed a few things with it, nothing too heavy, but I think I just have to get used to a 6-speed, and I'm used to driving 4 speeds and stuff, and older 4 speeds or manuals. So next video we're going to be doing a exhaust on this truck, something a little different, something a little louder, but not too loud. If you check out that video, you'll know what I'm talking about and see if you'd like to do it to your truck. Alright, that's about it for this video. Transmission's been shifting good. Downshift's good. Pulling is good. It knows what gear to go in and stuff. If it's anything heavy, I recommend using the tow haul button. It'll kind of engine brake more for you, the way it shifts, and then when you're slowing down, and then when you're pulling, it won't go into overdrive. The only thing I notice is that when it's cold, the first time you go to take off from like second to third, it'll rev up a little bit before it goes into the next gear. I don't know if that's bad. After that first shift, it doesn't do it anymore. I don't know. It has something to do with it being cold. If you know what that could be, let me know. But I think it's just something to do with the line pressure.